Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to another episode of Politics and Wellness. And yes, I am back. It's been a while, it's been a minute. Hey, everybody, y'all popped up at once, but hey, Shay baby, what's going on? Queen Diva, how are you? Yes, it's been a minute. A lot's been going on with me personally, so I just needed to take a step back and definitely get things in order. The job was quite demanding at first, so had to focus on that. And so got that out the way. And then lo and behold, after a whole year and change of avoiding this COVID-19, I happened to uh, go to a family function that we normally do on Sundays, masked up and everything, and still wind up catching it. So, yeah, needless to say, I had to quarantine myself, go through the whole 9 yards. Thank God that um, it was not a severe case and I didn't really have a lot of the symptoms that a lot of people have experienced, thank God. But so I did have to go through that, and coming out of that, definitely a blessing. But yeah, I definitely take this whole thing seriously, as I always have. But to actually have it was a bit, yeah, that was different. So yeah, but now I'm all good, all cleared. Um, I have to wait to take the vaccine though. I can't take it right away. I have to wait a couple of weeks in order to take the vaccine, but thank God I am doing well. Um, so occasionally when you do see me on the gentleman's panel, trust and believe, I was saving up my energy that I had to work and do the gentleman's panel. I really didn't have it to give to anything else. Um, so I thank you for those of you who did know and your well wishes and text messages and Instagram and all that stuff. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it. Lord knows I do. And thank you guys for checking in. A lot of people was just like, "Hey, where you been? I missed you. Are you okay?" And that was great to know. Although our group is pretty small here, which is fine with me. It's nice to know that even people outside of the normal group of people actually was reaching out, kind of like, "Hey, where you been? I see your videos and I watch them, but I haven't seen you do any videos in a while. So what's going on?" So that was good. That was good. But again, thank you all for coming. Definitely appreciate you. Hey, Miss Gifted and Anointed Hands, what's going on? So let's get into some things. A lot has happened since we last met, but there's only a few things I definitely want to talk about because, of course, to me, they were quite interesting. I definitely, my first line of talk about, I guess, is the letter that the man on his deathbed wrote about the assassination of Malcolm X and how he played a part in it and how the FBI was in on it. I mean, stuff we already knew. To be very clear, this stuff that we have already known, but the fact that it was actually brought to life by an actual person who was involved in law enforcement at the time was definitely eye-opening. I mean, I wish he would have said it sooner and not waited till after he was dead to open his letter and go, okay, now you can tell the truth about us setting up the assassination of Malcolm X, which I think by all means the case needs to be reopened. I think any FBI case that J. Edgar Hoover was involved in needs to be reopened, re-examined, and if damages are to be awarded to families, then they need to be awarded to families. And I think that is the reason why even the King family was awarded secretly so much money from the United States government because of J. Edgar Hoover and the stuff that he's pulled to have people assassinated and killed because he did not like them, let alone like his own self. But that's a whole another story. But anyway, I thought that was definitely eye-opening. I definitely believe that His daughters have every right to sue the pants off the government, because that's, I mean, it's countless others, that J. Edgar Hoover played a part in it. Um, Black Jesus and Judas, that whole movie. I mean, there's nothing else to say, but J. Edgar Hoover was ruthless. He was definitely a murderer, and he definitely murdered a lot of people. uh, I'm not sure if I got it. Well, the email is down there, but anyway. Yeah, so that movie was pretty, like I said, that letter was eye-opening, and a lot of the other movies that I've seen, definitely, uh, Billie Holiday versus the United States. I mean, we can go on and on. I'm happy to see that, although it was very sexualized, it was um, too sexualized a little bit for me. But the funny part about the sexualization of Black women, uh, it seems to draw the crowds and awareness of white men, especially, and they seem to praise the actress or actor who exhibits this. Don't get me wrong, she played the hell out of Billie Holiday. She embodied Billie Holiday. If I didn't know anything about Billie Holiday, I would have definitely looked at uh, that movie to an extent and thought, wow, I felt like I got to know her a little bit more. But I do know my own, I have done my own research on her. So I did know a little bit about her and the overly sexual tones that they were given. I definitely didn't agree with that part of it. But a lot of it doing with the struggle with the addiction and all that. I'm sure, I'm sure that was prevalent in her life. And a lot of other situations. But it was a good movie nonetheless, to watch. Let's see what else here. So much. Okay, so stimulus check might be coming out. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, I'm not really, not really holding breath on that. It is what it is. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not that pressed about it. But hey, Auntie Donna, hey, how are you? You are my auntie in my head. Hopefully you are well. It's nice to see you. But anyway, that's really all I really came on here to say. So, if you guys want to pop on and join me, you're more than welcome. Try not to talk too much because I'm here, but I'm not fully here. Hey, real mama, real problems. What's going on, love? Nice to see you. So I'm here, but occasionally a cough does sneak up still. So try not to talk too much, but yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. A lot going on. But I feel good about this administration. I'll say that. I don't particularly care for the back and forth with the Republicans basically trying their best to stop whatever they can stop or prolong things like they prolong the voting for the new stimulus package, for the relief package, rather. I just think that that's ridiculous. At the end of the day, Trump lost. The Supreme Court actually knows that he lost. That's why he was denied his last stance to, fight against the election results. And the Supreme Court denied it. So therefore, with the Supreme Court knowing that it's over, the rest of the country should move forward and know that it is over. Wait for another 4 years. And then if he's still around or is still sane in the head, which I already think he's insane. So 4 more years, I think he'd be definitely in somebody's nursing home. But I don't know about him. I just feel like he needs to let it go, personally, if you ask me. Sorry about that. But other than that, that's it. So I'm going to, drop the link. Okay. Anybody feels like popping on, you can pop on. Just ask that you be respectful, but for sure. Any questions that you may have about anything that you've seen, anything that's going on? I've been watching it all, just haven't been reporting it all because didn't really have the time. I mean, not that I didn't even feel great. On top of that, I didn't really have the time at all. It was like, too much. But yeah, definitely, that is right. These political games are definitely tiresome and repetitious. But I mean, they're still doing it. I mean, Georgia just passed voting rights to basically stop people from voting, stop Black people from voting. I know what you meant. No worries. Definitely, trying to stop Black people and people of color from voting and turning states like Georgia blue and other states. So Georgia's trying to crack down on that. But, thank God for Stacey Abrams and others who are going to court every day fighting this. It's at this point, it's really ridiculous. But what can you do but fight it? And the only way we fight it is if we get involved, definitely educate ourselves, educate our neighbors, and really get it done, because this is only going to get worse. This is really only going to get worse. While we're celebrating 4 years, or how many ever years it will be, of Biden in office or Kamala in office, or however, whatever God decides, right, whatever God decides, I definitely feel that the Republican-led states, however, will try their best to gut voting rights for people of color. So places like Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, cities like Philadelphia, cities like Pittsburgh, and cities like Harrisburg, and other cities that, turn the tide in this election, especially for Trump, well, against Trump, rather. We'll definitely have this time, because we're so focused on, yay, we in here, and not focused like, okay, while he's in there doing what he needs to do for the country, they're out here gutting everything. So the next time you go to vote, they'll tell you, oh, you're not, we don't have you here on the roll, So definitely please check with your local and state, check with your local areas, make sure that you are still registered, make sure everything is still good, because there's blood in the water, and these Republicans feel it. Excuse me. So I definitely hope that we do that. We definitely need to do that. It is imperative that we do that. We need not to sleep and let this go and have people think that, oh, we're okay, because we're not. Because it's definitely not cool. Hey, BB Nights, what's going on? What's going on? Nice to see you. Yeah, so I definitely feel like we definitely need to stay on top of that. Voting is important. Our voting rights are important. They're not set in stone, so please don't believe the hype that you think that you have the right to vote because of the Civil Rights Act, because you don't. At any moment, they can chip away at it. They've been chipping away at it for the longest time. And the more we, kind of shift gears and become more focused on other things, the easier it is for them to come in and, try to take our rights away. So please be diligent, check your registration, even if you got to hound your city hall, hound them to make sure that you are still registered. Have your friends get involved to make sure that they are still registered, because this is serious. Don't let having a Joe Biden and a Kamala Harris in office fool you. A lot of these Republicans are out to get rid of the vote. They are definitely trying to attack Stacey Abrams as we speak. They're trying to attack everything about her. So, we need to start protecting our own people. Oh, no, you fine. I know what you real mama, real problems. It's okay. I got you. I know what you mean. But yeah, Stacey Abrams is definitely under attack. And speaking of people under attack, the trial for the officers one of the officers that killed, the main officer rather, that murdered what's his name? Oh gosh, I can't think of his name right now. George Floyd. The officer that murdered George Floyd, that had his knee on his neck, his trial was supposed to begin yesterday or the other day, and then they wind up canceling because of the jury selection. Now, of course, it is for the defense to kind of create this, to vilify a victim, and especially a Black victim. So that part, not surprising, because that's what they're going to do. But to do it so much in a way in which you're trying to justify killing him is ridiculous to me. There is nothing that justifies that. Nothing. And it's sad that a lawyer would think, yeah, let's go this route because this will work. And it's not that he's making that up in his head, because what they do with big trials like that, they get small groups of people together and they throw out ideas of kind of defenses that they want to use against certain groups of people to see if it'll stick. And if people will say, I would go with that defense, I would not charge him or say he was not guilty because of said defense. So it's nothing that they're like, picking out of the air. This is definitely something that has been researched, that there are people that, they have that come together in a group and decide, like, what kind of defense could we use that would not only give us public sympathy, but have the jury swayed either way, either to stall the trial altogether, which they would have a hung jury. That means they would be split, and either, depending on how the state works, it's either a judge that decides, or he gets to go free. So Lord knows what's going to happen here. Hey, what's going on, sir?
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Glad to see you up and around.
Yeah, right.
Definitely good to see you up and around.
Yeah.
Been MIA, but I told you when Trump lost that you should take some time off.
You did, but there's no time off for the stuff that's happening on in here.
Yeah, unfortunately, but you do. You need to take a breather.
Yeah.
Definitely need to take a breather.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking about this upcoming trial and them picking the jurors, they had a 16-page form that they had to fill out beforehand.
Right.
And of course, they're making him not look so much as the victim,
Right. That what they're making George Floyd look like he deserved
like he
to,
deserved to.
to be murdered because he was, doing drugs and he was this and he was that. But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is that same police officer was a bouncer at a Mexican restaurant that he also bounced at. So how much of a, if they in that closer circle, how far apart is one from the other than the authority that you have a badge? Because when you're not in your badge, you're doing security work with me. So I just don't understand how they do that. It's just weird to me.
But the good thing is some people that he has arrested in the past have come forward.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
They're painting him more as a serial type.
Right.
It's not the first time, and everybody was really up.
Right. Really
went in arms about it. So, but I just got this feeling, just with everything else that's going on, that he's going to walk.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do, because what's going to happen is that they're going to come back with this Blue Lives Matter crap. Because just like they wiped away what they did at the Capitol, like, oh, nothing happened. Like y'all killed a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
The same Blue Lives Matter that you preach about, you killed one. But it doesn't matter because you don't even look at them like that. They're only there to protect you from us. When they're not there, no other reason are they there but to just protect you from us. That's it. Other than that, you don't care anything about them.
Yeah. And they were talking about the number of forces that they had up there, over 1,000.
Right. So I don't know what this is. It's going to be messy. I tell you that. It's going to be real messy. It's going to be a lot of flinging. It's going to be a lot of, I don't even want to say racial undertones, because I think at this point, it's just going to be all out in the open, straight in your face.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Definitely character assassination, but that's
a standard.
a usual tactic. Right.
Yeah, that's a standard
usual tactic that they use. But this, I think they're going to step it up. They're going to step it up a notch.
Well, that's like the young man that they had killed, the young man that was coming from the store, and he had a hoodie on because he's anemic. I can't remember his name.
Yes. Oh, God.
And they walked on that with everything else that those police officers had done, mocking and making fun of. And you know what really pissed me off too? On YouTube, they had posted. You remember hearing about the police that had received this card about George Floyd with the song?
Yeah.
You know, it was actually posted on YouTube. It popped up in my feed.
Wow, no.
It popped up in my feed.
I heard it was on Facebook or something. Excuse me. But I didn't know it was there.
And it popped up in the feed, and I was surprised as hell because they flag everything else.
Yeah, right. See, that's the thing. That's the thing too. Certain things are being flagged even on YouTube. Like all of my stuff mostly gets flagged. That's why I don't really care at this point. It's like it's going up regardless. I just even ignore it, like, because I know you're going to say that this is inappropriate, and it's like, how? Because it's talking about somebody actually getting murdered, and we don't know what happened. All we know is this white lady and her white son left with this boy, and he ends up dead, and nobody knows what the issue.
Yeah, what the issue was. Right. And everything. Yeah, but on that card, they actually animated the face.
Yeah.
You know, where it showed George Floyd actually speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are ruthless. They are ruthless, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the minute you say, that's offensive or anything like that, then they want to get all caught up. Well, it's a freedom of speech. It's a freedom of speech. No, nothing is free.
Yeah.
Nothing is free. Not even your speech is free. So, know that there are repercussions to stuff like that. I mean, I know they said the police officers, they were investigating where did it stem from, and that the officers involved were going to receive some kind of punishment. But like everything else, it faded away.
Yeah, it faded away because that's not hard to do. That's not hard to do. To track where, say, an email has come from, because it always has a trail.
Right.
It always has a trail.
Everything has an IP address. Like everything has an address. So if you think you're doing something by sending something under a different,
don't do it. Don't be slick.
Please. So I just find that to be ridiculous. So, an investigation is going to be done, and when we find out the officers involved, they will be penalized. Yeah, right. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. And if you
hear something about it,
right?
If you do hear something about it,
right,
it would be 3 or 4 years later, and you would have forgotten it anyway.
Right. Exactly. So it's really ridiculous and sad how they do these things, but. I don't know. At this point, I am just to the here frustrated with it, and
that's why you should have took a break. I'm telling you, man.
But I just need somebody to receive true justice. That's really like I don't want stipulations. I just want matter of fact. Don't give me no extra BS. Just seriously, if this happened, happened to be a black officer, right?
He's in jail. That one that's up there that shot and killed that woman.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He's in jail.
The dude that the officer that accidentally, I think he's originally from Ethiopian. I think he was Ethiopian.
Ethiopia or Nigeria.
Yeah. I think he was Ethiopian. Who accidentally shot that white tourist from Australia, I think she was. He's in jail still. Okay, there was no debating. He said it was an accident. It was a done deal. He's in jail. He didn't see her. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know who she was. He thought she shot her. She wound up dying. He is sitting in jail right now. And plenty of black officers who have done the same thing or accidentally or whatever the case may be
they're in jail.
They lose all benefits. They lose everything. They don't get a chance to get their pension together where they can put all that stuff in their wife's name. So nothing. If they are,
that was the first strategy move that he did. His wife said that she was going to file for divorce, and that was just so that you could take.
Take the money.
Take half the money and everything, and what they can salvage and keep right on going.
Right. Exactly. That's all a game. And at this point, this is what they do. And that's why they continuously do it, because they know that there's no way that they will ever get punished for it because they are protected. And at this point, we just need to lift that whole barrier of protection off the police when they do criminal acts like this. That was clearly a criminal act. That had nothing to do
but
with
when you have the government behind you, and then you have the union behind you, because the union covers up so much also.
Don't get me started on the union. The unions in New York are nothing but mobs. Okay, they are Italian mobsters. That's all they are. They've watched The Godfather. They've idolized John Gotti, and they think that everything is like that. And it's like, come on, leave that fantasy world where it is. All right, this is just crazy. But a lot of these police unions need to be shut down. A lot needs to really happen. And people say, oh, don't defund the police. Well, who's going to protect us? That's really not what the argument is. The argument is that the police have so much protection that they are allowed to go around killing people and nothing happens.
And they have no consequences.
Right. So you need to go after these police unions. You need to stop praising these police unions, like putting more money in their pockets, or even more money into the police departments. That is one thing that I was definitely like, really, Biden? Really, those on your first couple days, you're gonna really go back and increase and put military weapons back in the police arms after you done already seen what's been going on?
What's been going
while
on?
he was running for president? Like, come on. See, and this is why I say, like, nobody is beholden to any party. It's just if you're in line with more than what I think, I'm going with it. But I will check you on stuff you do that is not like, whoa, hold up. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to mess it up. I'm telling you, Kamala be in office quicker than you know.
Oh, Joe.
You did it, Joe. She'll be saying that again. You did it, Joe. I told you not to do that. You know, because they'll the Republicans just need one little smoking gun so they can push Biden on out of it. So they can have an impeachment trial of a Democratic president so they can lick their chops.
Well, you see they snatched them dogs up out of that White House. Somebody got bit.
Right.
So it won't take much.
Right. Well, I mean, because to be very honest, the dogs are probably very protective and they're used to just being around them.
Yeah, there's probably a whole people up there.
Yeah, there's a lot more people around them that they like them dogs. Like, I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like him. So, you know, and it's different. Remember the Obamas, when they first got in, they didn't have a dog.
They didn't have them,
Right.
So those are already established, and plus they were rescues, so they're older.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
But you know, it won't take much. You know, they put those vicious animals in there.
Right. First of all, you said the animals were scruffy and look unkept. Now they're vicious. Okay.
Yeah.
Make up your mind. But I don't know. These Republicans are foolish. Everybody seems to be wanting to lift the restrictions on gatherings, and I think I think it's BS. I think really what they're doing is they're trying to make sure they capitalize on this travel money because it's
that was the first thing.
And a lot of these cities are expecting travel and want tourism.
When I saw today that Hogan had done that here in Maryland,
it just popped up. It just popped up on my thing right before I went on there. I said, "Damn, Hogan, really?"
And he was talking about, you know, the capacity. Pretty much the restaurants can open back up, that type of thing, and still if they have I guess concerts and things, I think that's like at half capacity or something like that. But I was surprised. But of course, at least the mask mandate is still in effect.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing.
Will still be in effect even when everybody gets vaccinated or chooses not to.
All the folk I saw today, all the black folk had their mask on. They were outside and they had their mask on. They weren't fucking. They were saying, "I ain't fucking with this shit out here."
Right, exactly.
Let the white people kill themselves. Tell our babies go ahead and continue to burn masks. You see that? That was crazy.
I'm not doing it. And having that for that brief moment that I did, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Talk about me all you want. I have 2 masks on and I'm good. Like that's just really crazy. Like, you know, you go through all these precautions and then you're like, dang, I went a whole year and some change. Gosh, darn it. And it's like, all right, cool. You go through it. And,
you know what Rona said? Gotcha, bitch.
Right. Right.
Gotcha, bitch.
The same thing. Right. It definitely did say gotcha, bitch. But it did hit me for a moment. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But
what I always tell you, wear your mask and your condoms.
Right.
You can't be too safe.
I definitely did that.
But it does. But it doesn't take much, you know.
No,
it really doesn't.
It doesn't take much at all. So I definitely have a whole new respect for it because it was definitely like, wow. And then I was talking to my brother the other day, and he was just like, "Oh, are you getting the vaccine?" I was like, "I can't right now. I have to wait, but I more than likely I will." And he said, "Well, I'm not." I was like, "Well, you know, you may not be able to travel." And he's like, "What you mean?" I said, "You know, they keep throwing this idea of having a vaccine passport."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you really think they're going to do that? What other way would they get you to make sure that everyone gets vaccinated?"
Yeah.
You want to
especially with these variants out here.
Right. I was like, you want to travel? You want to just? And he was like, well, I guess I won't be flying. I was like, if you don't think rental cars at airports, if you don't think if the airport does it, you don't think the rental cars will follow? Rental car companies will follow suit with the airport and want to see if you've been vaccinated in order to rent a car because you're going to be in the car and then you're traveling to wherever. So I'm sure
Now,
pretty soon.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no. Why the thought was in my mind. Why you on sabbatical? I did hear. I actually heard the first case where a young lady was fired from her job because she refused to take the shot. Now she was working as a waitress,
right?
And she said she was not going to take it because she's trying to get pregnant, and they don't know the effects of it. So I was waiting to hear, what she was going to do. Was she going to pursue it or what?
Right.
As far as maybe going after the company.
Yeah. I'm sure she probably will. I'm sure somebody's gonna pick her up and
it's gonna pop up.
Yeah. I'm sure
probably Gloria Allred.
or no more like Action Network. Is she black, right?
No, she was white.
Oh well, then it'd be Gloria.
Like I said, Gloria Allred.
It'd be Gloria. Hey, Miss T Velocity, how are you? Yeah. Thank you.
Hey,
so hey, Patty Duke, how you doing? You're never too late, Patty Duke. It's always great to see you. So yeah, I don't know about that. I definitely don't. Definitely don't know about that, but I'm sure Gloria will back her quickly. Okay, without hesitation.
She'll be there and standing on somebody's steps,
right,
with the microphone.
Right.
It's kind of standard procedure for her. So
it is indeed. She's a mess.
Yeah, but I'm real interested to hear with that one because I see other companies doing it later on down the road.
Yeah, of course. I see employees doing that later on down the road because they went to work and didn't have the proper.
Well, that's like that article I had sent you. Of the young lady for Amazon,
right?
And that was here, and it was here in Maryland.
Yeah, that was here in Maryland.
That was crazy as hell, man. Crazy.
Well, when the guy was boycotting that in New York at their warehouse, and
what it was terminated
exposure. Yeah, a lot of the other hubs started to really do the same thing and started to be questioning, hey, how come we don't have this? How come we don't have that? So.
Yes, and from the way I understand how they work, they're not in the same locations every day.
No,
they're pretty much in, I guess, hopping warehouses and things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're almost like renting warehouses. They're not even like having like.
No, because in that way you don't have to
spaces.
You don't always have to pay rent. If you don't need it, business starts to contract. You won't need to have all that space where you're building a physical building.
That's true. That is true. But I don't know. It's been real crazy. But like I said, it's hopefully things get better. That's all I can say.
I don't know.
I'm still at it, still talking the same old shit. Man. I was like, my God. When do you stop? Like, do you ever stop?
I think they peeled the scab off of so many things, and it's just so many things at one time.
Yeah, it is a lot of scabs being pulled. It's like bleeding everywhere, and it's like, where do you stop?
Yeah, just hemorrhaging every damn where. Sheesh.
But like I said in the beginning, I do hope that the daughters of Malcolm X take that to court and definitely file and get that case reopened and sue the hell out of the United States government and get their money.
Black History Month has been a real hell of a month. I mean, all these old FBI cases or everything's finally being opened and released.
Right.
I mean, like you said, Martin Luther King, Billie Holiday through the movie. Oh God, Chairman, the Black Panther. One Chairman, I can't remember his name. It's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew that was their standard procedure of doing things.
Right.
We knew that it wasn't. They might have had inside with people that they've corrupted into doing what they wanted them to do, but we all knew that it was the government behind everything. They're no different, and I've always said this: they're no different than any other government.
No, the same government that they go after and they dismantle because of the practices. They're no different. Now, maybe now because of technology or whatever, they've kind of taken a step back from that. But they're early on, they were going around killing Black folks that just, had a platform or spoke out against government, knocking them down, and wasn't nobody held accountable for nothing. I mean, most of these people went on to glory and died.
Yeah, well, that's like with the early Black Lives Matter movement leaders. It was about 5 or 6 of them.
Right.
Mysteriously died. And they were in different parts of the country.
Exactly.
Where do you get where somebody shot in the car and the car is set on fire?
Right.
Who does all that? It's kind of overkill, especially for somebody that's not in, like in the drug game and things like that. That, who does that kind of stuff?
Right.
Your government's filthy.
Yeah.
They're filthy, and they always will be.
Right. Definitely. I think that's just, it's sad and disgusting, but at the same time, I'm glad that it is bringing light to the situation. Hopefully these people get their just due. And speaking of Black Lives Matter, I did come across a story that the father of Michael Brown, sorry to laugh, but is suing Black Lives Matter for was it $11 million?
Yeah, it was a good amount.
Suing the Black Lives Matter movement for $11 million for using his son to gain popularity and fame. But I'm just like, would you? Okay, I get why you probably would go after the movement, but why don't you try suing the city and state that killed your son? Because to be very honest with you, the whole movement helped bring light to what happened to your son to the rest of the world. That had it not, been for the protests in Ferguson and the burning down of stuff and all that kind of stuff, it'd have been a Black man got shot, was left in the street,
and that'd have been it.
Oh, that's sad. And we would have been
it only been the local news, and that would have been
that's it. And some of us would have never even known about it. So I'm like, to go after the movement because they utilize not just your son, but other people's sons was killed before your son. Trayvon Martin was killed before your son. So many other people. So to go after Black Lives Matter for that amount, I thought it was ridiculous. And I even said in my Twitter, I was like, well, excuse me, but shouldn't you be going after the state and local government that killed your son and really not Black Lives Matter because that police officer killed your son? You could still sue him personally, civilly.
Yeah.
So go. I mean, you're not gonna get much, but
that's true.
Hey, you gotta do something. You can't, you going after the wrong people in a sense a little bit. And again, I understand if they promised you, that they were going to give you some money for utilizing his name and all that stuff. You and his mother are not together. You might want to talk to her and see if she
she probably got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She got it. And as the mother, she probably have every right to.
Together.
So you just mad that you haven't received anything that she's received due to what has tragically happened to your son. I just, and it's just like a lot of men seem to do that. You're not present in the child's life, and then all of a sudden the child becomes a famous whatever or whatever. Then all of a sudden it's like, hey, son, remember me? Have a seat. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you wasn't, there and present, don't try to act like now, I'm going to try and go for the gusto because it's my son. Granted, it was a loss, and yeah, you may be hurting, but go after the right people.
Yeah. No, that's the time that they really should have pulled together.
Right.
And
right.
And be one force.
Right. I mean, even Trayvon's parents came together as one force to fight against, what had happened to their son and bring attention to what happened to their son. Now you sitting back. Why? Because all the cameras are gone. Nobody's giving you interviews anymore. That part is dried up. Now I'm going after Black Lives Matter. Okay, sir.
Yeah, kind of late.
Yeah. Well, he's saying, Patty Duke, that that Black Lives Matter has used his son's likeness, has used his son's story to further their kind of protest or their movement, making money off of his name and his murder and all those things. And I'm just like, okay, where have you been? Black Lives Matter has talked about countless people that have died at the hands of the police, not just them. So I'm really confused as to why you feel that Black Lives Matter only was talking about your son. He said that, some of the leaders at the Black Lives Matter promised him money and they did not, he didn't receive it. So, but $11 million, I don't think so. I don't think they promised you that, brother. I really don't. I don't think they ever promised you that. And they don't even have, to be very honest with you, Black Lives Matter don't even have like a whole board truly in order to like really move like that. They don't really have they don't. So I don't know where you would be getting his money from, even if you tried. So good luck with that. But anyway, moving right along with that. That's really all I had. If you had anything else that you wanted to add,
no,
any movies you saw. Let's see. What did I just see recently? Oh, yeah, that's right. You did tell me to watch that movie. Billie Holiday against.
Oh yeah. I liked it. A lot of stuff I already knew.
Right, me too.
But she played the fuck out of that part. She did. Because she embodied when I heard her speak, I was like, I thought it was, maybe an old clip or something.
I thought they did a voiceover. I thought they did a lot of her voice mixed in, kind of sort of, so you kind of got. And then I was just like, wow, she really embodied. Because I listen to her music. I listen to Billie Holiday's music and all that kind of stuff too. So I know the tone of her voice.
Especially when in her music, a lot of times at the very end of a lot of the, because they would do multiple cuts. Yes. And the same song, different version. Yeah. And she would. And she would be talking, and you really hear how she actually spoke. Yeah, and the raspiness. He's smoking cigarettes and everything.
Back to back.
Yeah, and it's like, boy, she actually sound like that. I was like, okay. Yeah, but I was thoroughly impressed. The sexual scenes were kind of over, just a little bit too.
Yeah, but I realized that they do that a lot, and I said that to you when you
because that was the first thing I said. I kept looking at it, and I was like, oh, that was a bit much, And if I cringe,
right?
If I cringe, because I don't, it doesn't bother me like that. But I was like, God damn, that's kind of brutal, right? And I'm like, well, damn.
But then I start thinking about like Monsters Ball, and I'm like, that wasn't really like for Halle Berry to win for that. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I didn't see it at all. The only thing I saw was her having sex with Billy Bob Thornton in that way where it was kind of like over the top, raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, so we win Oscars for that now?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Right.
Probably because most actors wouldn't do it. It would just be under the covers and would be suggested. You know. But yeah, that was the only thing only thing about it that kind of bothered me a little bit. And like I said, if it made me cringe, and I don't cringe. I mean, that kind of it just does not bother me. You know.
It did make me a bit like, okay, all right, like are we trying to paint her as this overly sexual, you know, kind of human? It's like, you know, because to be very clear, back in them days, a lot of people did it, and I that's what kills me about how taboo people think it is today. Like, you know, this came out of nowhere. All these,
no,
a lot of the Harlem Renaissance, a lot of these, you know, artists that we've known about back in the day did a whole bunch of stuff, whether they experimented or whatever. A whole bunch of stuff was done. Nothing's new under the sun. Like,
no. Only thing that changed is the numbers on the calendar, and
that's it.
So,
that is it.
I don't know why everybody's so. Oh my God, it's just so much. Now, when she did toot her butt up in the air, I was like, "Oh wow, I've never seen that on camera." Or,
right.
You know,
right?
Say, wait a minute,
right? And she was just like, "Go get it," and he was like, "Not like this,
like that."
I want you like this." Like, wait, I don't know what that is. She didn't even know how to take it. Like, she was just like, "I can't be with you no more."
I'm like, damn.
Right, I can't be with you no more. You in my soul. I got to be with somebody who's just gonna treat me like trash.
Trash. That's what it is, and I think that's why they did those scenes. The previous scene where she was with the club owner, and he let her sing in his club because he didn't have a liquor license.
Right,
but it was also it wasn't up in New York. I guess it was like either between Maryland and DC.
Yeah.
So and then it was like. He's just slamming her up against the dresser. And I'm like, well, damn, you know?
Right. Because at first I thought she was like, because she was like, no, you know, she pushed it away. Like, so I'm thinking, okay, good, stand your ground.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to sing my song. That don't mean you're going to get none.
You know,
next thing I know, you all hand up against the dresser. Like, where did you wait? One set?
Don't wrinkle the dress. I gotta go on after this.
Right. Thank you for letting me sing. Let me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then and that was the first thing I thought too. Maybe that was payment, for allowing her to sing in his club.
Right.
But you know, he was just as dirty as the rest.
Then you developed a whole relationship, and I was so over it.
Well, that was with anybody that pretty much abused her.
Yeah,
she was in a relationship with, you know, all the men. It's like they all just used. I mean, the very first guy, you know, was just using her.
Yeah,
and they all pretty much sold her out too.
Right.
You know, that was the big thing.
Right.
It's like, you weak ass bastards.
Yeah, even the last guy to sell her out like that, I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you was like, pretty much, I'm gonna go in there. Make her say that she's guilty, you know, have her sign the papers for you guys, and we can go on about our business. Thank you for the payment you gave me, and I'm a roll. You know, like
I'm a plant this on her.
Right.
You know, that whole thing.
So ridiculous. So ridiculous.
And that's all they could get her for. You know, that they played on that weakness.
Right.
Right. On that weakness, but that seems like that was the standard procedure back in those days.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially musicians, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about that, but I don't know. The funny thing though about that movie,
well, that's probably because they were probably pushing that stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, if you have control over it.
Yeah, but that's what I think. But that's what I think was happening. That's why people are like, well, how did it get into the community in the first place? Obviously, somebody brought it.
Yeah,
and somebody brought it with that kind of connection to it. Ain't nobody in no hood got that connection.
Yeah, they don't have that kind of money.
Right.
And then you have to look at the type of drug that they were doing.
Right.
There's only certain drugs that usually certain people do.
Right. 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 That at that time had access and money to. Yeah. Oh, but there is this series that I watched on Netflix, actually. It's weird, but it's a good watch. It starts off slow, but it's definitely a good watch. Behind Her Eyes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody else has been telling me about that. Okay.
Yeah, Behind Her Eyes was good. I just saw the end of it. I was like, wow. No, shut up.
Is that the body hopping?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Because at first you don't know anything about, like, you hear her talk about it to the girl, but it really was kind of like spot you, like, what's she talking about? And then as it progresses towards the last, because it's a short series, you get to see it and you're like, oh, okay. It's a mind blower.
Oh, okay.
It's a mind blower. I ain't even gonna give it away to you.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch it. I ain't gonna give it away to you, but you're gonna definitely be like, oh damn. Oh damn. Oh damn. All I'm gonna say is you better be careful. You think you're dating a woman and it might be a soul of a man.
Just a savage. I just thought you was a savage.
Right. No, it's soul of a man.
He said, come here, let me peg you.
He always wanted the guy. Like he was attracted to him. So that was his way of getting to him, because the protagonist, was dating him.
Okay.
So that's how he maneuvered. Yeah. And after she was like, why do I feel funny? Oh, because I just doped myself. That's why. And now I'm gonna dump you.
Damn.
He was like, sorry. I was like, yo, wow. Yeah, you definitely gotta watch it. It's really good.
Okay, I definitely have to check that out.
Yeah. So it's beneath her
Behind Her Eyes.
Behind Her Eyes.
Okay, let me write a note.
Definitely. Because I was like,
because I'll flip on Netflix and I'll say something I'm supposed to watch.
Yeah, I do that too. I do that too. Start watching something else, and then somebody be like, "Did you watch it yet?" Oh, no. Yeah, you reminded me. Yeah, but it's a good watch. It's a good watch. But anyway, guys, it has been just about an hour, and I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Thank you, Brother Nate, for just holding the fort down and
you're welcome, sir.
Up on me. I definitely appreciate it.
I thought YouTube sent out the cops after you, boy. I thought the feds got you.
They seem to be getting a lot of people go out here.
Yeah, because you know what? Because that was one thing I wanted to talk to you about too. Just because they were snatching people's channels down, and I just snatching
people's channels and snatching people. Okay.
Out here doing all kinds of dumb shit.
Right. Like, again, they track stuff. Like, please don't let this fool you that nobody's watching this.
They are watching you.
They are watching. So I did see that a few people was getting snatched up. So I was like,
but that one weekend was like 5 or 6 channels. Just different, and just different things that they had, and these were things from the past, their past work and everything.
Yeah, snatched on up.
Yeah. Do you back up your content? Okay, good.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, because that way, because I know a couple of them that hadn't, and they were complaining about it, and they were like, "I hope I can get it all back." It's like you're not. It's like the first thing. It's like you're not backing up your stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't see. That's the problem. Like, some people just immediately, whatever they do, they upload it directly to YouTube. No, I always file upload it, so I have it myself.
Yeah. They always have your own stash. You can take it down, and especially ones that are important.
Right.
They were grabbing them. I was like, what the hell? I said, they didn't do all this shit when Trump was in office and all this foolishness was out here.
Right. Now you want to do it. Get out here. But they're peculiar.
No, well, they're not peculiar. They're the feds.
That was just putting it mildly.
I don't,
Putting it
look,
mildly.
I don't want to see a white box van sitting out in front of my house.
Right. Well, it might not be even a white box van at this point. It might have some logo on it. You thinking, oh,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work around here. Right. What's going on?
I think they done gave away the white vans to people who's trafficking now. I think
no.
A mess. Actually, I was in a Walmart like a couple weeks ago, and I was parking the car, and I happened to look over and see one of them things. I was like, I'm moving. Just cause it looked totally weird. It's like you just sitting here in the parking lot.
Look, because nobody be able to identify you because you got a mask on your face.
Right. No windows, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. They won't hear you scream because people don't pay attention to that kind of stuff anymore. Nah. Somebody gets snatched up and whatever. Like, what the hell was that? You know,
right.
It wasn't me. Right on go.
I just saw it and just kept it moving. Like, let me park someplace else. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But all right. It's been real. Thank you guys for coming in. Do note that the gentleman's panel will be on Conscious TV's channel on Thursday. So hopefully you guys can swing over.
He's going to have his chest hanging out, right?
Yes. Goodness alive.
Because it's going to be all meat out.
See, that's because people get artwork and they just like, we got it. You got it. It looks nice.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
And just close it up. But so people, they get new work, they don't know how to act. But
yeah, but watch. I'm serious. It'll be out.
I know it's gonna be out. It's just gonna be like this. It's just gonna be like this. Every time you talk, it's gonna move. Everything's gonna get. There's gonna be a lot of this all night long.
Yeah, that's not. He been to cast a spell on us. We'll stop talking about.
Don't look in the eye of the phoenix. Don't look in the eye of the phoenix. Yeah, so, but it's gonna be fun. So definitely, you guys check us out.
That'll definitely be. That'll definitely be fun. Well, what? Every time he does it, we ought to take a drink.
Right. I'm gonna just put a shot emoji in the chat. I'll put a shot emoji in the chat.
That every time he does it, we'll do.
Every time he does it, just take a drink because he's gonna do it. Trust and believe he's gonna do it as he's talking, as he's reading off questions. He's doing it.
He'll be angling.
Right.
Make sure the ring light hits it. Right, put an extra ring light in.
Right. Please don't pay attention to the Phoenix because it's gonna be out. Yeah. Definitely, guys, enjoy. And I will be back to doing the news next week because that's when my official schedule starts. So I'll have more time to actually do that and get that out the way to you guys. And that'll be that. But I thank you guys for hanging in there. Thank you guys for checking up on me. Thank you. It felt great to actually notice that people missed you. And, it's always great to be missed. I have been watching, though, a lot of the stuff that's going on YouTube. And to me, it's been hilariously funny. But it's been a mess nonetheless. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been great. And until next time, be safe. Wear your damn mask, please. Trust and believe from someone who knows. Wear your mask.
Use your common sense.
Yeah, because even in masking, you could still get got.
Gotcha, bitch.
Right. So please wear 2 masks. As Dr. Fauci says,
he'd be double rubber.
Right. Right.
And it's like, what's the point? No, but anyway.
There's always a point. Like, I can't feel nothing. She can. Don't worry about it.
And if she can't, I'll get you later.
Right. If she can't, that says more about you than it does about you. The 2 pieces of rubber that you got on. I was just saying. We all ain't blessed in that way. But definitely thank you so much for checking up on me, and thank you guys for being there. And until next time, good people, I am out. Be blessed, be safe. Peace.